competitie. Kom eens even die...
In with a fingertip to spare.
Strongman competition. This is a sport.
Gary Taylor was next up. He'd agree it's the longest 30 meters in the world. Magnus Magnusson is the reigning world strongman. He won the crown in the Canary Islands last year, and his experience showed. Our reserves in this event. And a whiff of oxygen to boot. Jamie Reeves, a full-time professional, had the technique taped, but found the altitude a handful. But a truck is naught compared to a locomotive. And Price, our train-pulling champion, sped past Reeves to clinch this number by 0.8 of a second. Gerrit Badenhorst was a close third. Tested the reserves of double springbok Mark Robinson. Judo and wrestling provide scant preparation for lugging two massive 86-kilogram dead weights. Magnus Magnusson shaped a trifle better, finishing fourth overall. He was delighted when his mentor, John Paul Sigmarsson, managed a third for Iceland. There was plenty of crowd support for Manfred Hoeberl, the clown prince of the meet. The man whose garb bears more than a passing resemblance to cartoon character Obelix didn't need any of the Druid's potion to finish in the penultimate spot, but he could use a predecessor. The heaviest man in the competition at 170 kilograms, Jamie Reeves, fittingly carried the suitcases the furthest. An incredible 81 meters for full points. The third event of the day would separate the men from the boys. Gerrit Badenhorst made the carry and drag look relatively effortless. But the big man from England, Jamie Reeves, looks like he's done this before. Whoops. Even the Welshman, Gary Taylor, struggles to drag the massive 200-kilogram tractor tyre the required 30 metres over the unyielding turf. But in fairness, the Transvaal's rarefied atmosphere did nothing to help him. And another one bites the dust. But then nobody really coped with this savage test. sure he wishes he was pulling this over ice. So after day one, it's Jamie Reeves out in front with the pack baying at his heels.
You can do it. No way. What are you doing very well? Looks like it's going to be the boss here. Go away.
A splash of colour on day two, and those flagpoles would be the lightest items these powerhouses would get to grips with in the 8 hours. Concentration and discipline are prerequisites for success in the keg hold competition. Third spot. Gary Taylor betted that at some price to his blood pressure.
Unofficially 40 seconds. 30 kilograms dangling.
And controversy when Gerrit Badenhorst was ruled out for bending his elbows.
Jamie Reeves, contest leader at this stage.
But again, the British juggernaut Jamie Reeves proved too good for the opposition. 42 seconds of intense discomfort won him the event. This 130-kilogram log was only good enough for warm-ups as the big guns worked up a head of steam.
See? Big shoulders. What a great contestant!
But that weight proved too good for John Paul Sigmarsson.
Now he says that's it for him. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Mark Robinson was next out.
Go on, Mark. Up, Mark Robinson. Get it up there. Do it, big push. 341 pounds.
And 155 kilograms got the better of Wayne Price.
He's balanced there. Let's get underneath it. Come on, Wayne. Come on now, people. Come on, this is South Africa. No, he says that's a big round of applause for John.
That left Magnus v. Magnusson in with a fighting chance. John Paul was right behind him. There's nothing like a rousing Viking exhortation to get an Icelander moving. And the Austrian Manfred Hoeberl. He showed the Vikings he wasn't afraid of a dance or two. But South Africa's pride and joy, Gerrit Badenhorst, matched the visitors kilogram for kilogram. But the stakes got higher. Badenhorst cracked at the 170-kilogram barrier. By now, the Austrian fans were baying for blood, as Hoeberl broke Reeves' world record of 172.5 kilos, but disappointed at the 180-kilo mark. So the pressure was still on Reeves. He'd never been past this weight before.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world record. Yes, settle it once for all. Come on now. Come on, Jamie. Get that up there. Come on,
A new world record, as the Englishman clinched yet another first place. By now, he looked to have things well in hand. And hands played a vital role in the next test of strength. Lifting the two back wheels of a well-known Japanese-make saloon car off the ground. Gary Taylor's 58 seconds earned him 4th place. Manfred Hoeberl held out for 1 minute 4 seconds for 3rd spot. Second was Johan Kutsier with 1 second more on the stopwatch. And reason for South African celebration. A win for Gerrit Badenhorst with 1 minute 13 seconds. Jamie Reeves was still in control, but the final day would decide just who would walk off with the £4,000 sterling. That's 20,000 rand first prize, which also included an all-expenses-paid holiday for 2. And so, on to the 3rd and final day. The Stones of Strength is a cunning trial. Contestants have to place 5 iron balls ranging in weight from 90 to 140 kilograms atop a petrol drum. A seemingly simple task. But the faster the start, the slower the finish, as John Paul Sigmarsson found to his cost. The man Austrians call the Bomber has a better self-image than many a graduate of the Dale Carnegie course. Well, that's 2 in the bag. Oops. And now for the final one. No problem for Hoeberl, 5th place. Gerrit Badenhorst, a touch more stoic than Hoeberl, betters it by 1 place. Reeves' bulk counted against him in the speed stakes. And it's 3rd place overall. The physical instructor from Wandsworth Prison, Gary Taylor, never gave up. The final stone and 2nd place for the man from Wales. Current world champion Magnus Magnusson finally got his act together and showed his class. 1st place, but the Icelander was effectively out of the race for overall honours. For the men lower down the rankings, just getting that final ball in place would have been reward enough. No easy task, as members of the public were to discover.
Gary and Tjalling share 4th place with 14 points apiece. With 6 more events to come, all the competitors have everything to go for. Event 4 in the HINO World Mighty Men held no surprises for the competitors, the truck pool. Take a 30-meter stretch of tar, add a harness attached to an 8-ton truck, sprinkle with muscle men and serve hot. With those ingredients, who needs chilies? This action is the hottest in town. Manfred Hoeberl of Austria set the early pace in this event. Manfred is suffering from a viral infection and spent the first night of the contest in hospital with dehydration. He still managed to set a good time of 32.73 to beat Ilka into 9th place. Magnus needs a good result here to keep his 2nd place overall. With muscles straining against 8 tons, there is no time to smile. 32.59 seconds, only just beating Manfred by a fraction. Mark Robinson takes up the strain and the race is on. With only a few seconds separating the times, every second is vital. Mark is more accustomed to pushing weights than pulling trucks and can bench press 270 kilos. There is the line, 31.68 seconds and 4 more points to add to his total. After finishing 2nd in last year's HINO World Mighty Men, Gerrit Taylor from Wales should be well prepared for this event. With a weight-to-weight ratio of 60:1, Gerrit and the truck are moving very well. A time of 30.89. That's something to smile about. Gerrit Badenhorst wasn't shy either and gave this one his best shot. With Magnus only scoring 3 points here, this would give Gerrit a chance to move up into 2nd place, but there is still a long way to go. These muscle men use the same amount of energy over 30 meters that sprinters do over 100 meters. Gerrit managed to shave 0.4 of a second off Gerrit's time with 30.41. That will give him an extra 6 valuable points. Now come the specialist in this type of event. Tjalling van der Bosch is posted in the Guinness Book of Records with a successful attempt to pull 18 cars at once. That's almost 15 tons. Tjalling definitely has the technique worked out, almost standing up against the harness. Being a Netherlander, he is suffering from the high altitude of the reef. 30.06 seconds and 3rd place in the truck pool will give Tjalling's point standing a real boost. Another specialist in the pulling heavy things field is Wayne Price. Wayne has managed to pull a 96-ton train on rails for a distance of 17.5 meters. And as if that's not enough, he moved a 100-ton Boeing 707 over a distance of 20 meters. But when the stopwatch is running, the pressure is on. 30 seconds dead. That's good enough for 2nd place in the truck pool. A man that knows what pressure is all about, Reeves has a title to defend. He's got to beat Wayne's time if he hopes to stay out front in the HINO World Mighty Man. With girlfriend Gillian edging him on, Jamie has only one thing on his mind: move the truck. He's done it. 29.20 and 10 more points to his total. The log lift looks like to be a contest between the power lifters. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Gerrit Badenhorst, Jamie Reeves and Magnusson were all there at the end. It was just a matter of how much to load onto the bar. After Jamie and Magnus both failed at 175 kilograms, it was all Gerrit's for the taking, but maybe easier said than done. After what must have seemed like ages, he managed to get the green light at 175 kilos to move up into second place overall. Event 6. The deadlift was up next and proved once again to be just too much for some. With a four-way battle developing between Gerrit, Magnus, Jamie and Mark, the points here would be hard-earned. Even though Magnus improved his own personal best by 35 kilos to 410, it just wasn't enough to stop Gerrit Badenhorst, who managed a lift of 430 kilograms and a smile to boot. This put South Africa's Gerrit Badenhorst firmly in second place, behind a fading Jamie Reeves from the UK, with Iceland's Magnus Magnusson still threatening in third. Gerrit was now within striking distance of the HINO World Mighty Man title. The final day of the HINO World Mighty Man contest at the rain show dawned cool and overcast, with the stones of strength to greet the competitors. Once again, the stopwatch was out to measure the superhuman efforts of these modern-day gladiators. Gary Taylor sets off to show the rest of the field how it's done. The object in the stones of strength is to load 5 round weights, ranging from 90 to 140 kilograms in ascending order onto barrels. Looks easy, you say? Just watch this. That last one proved just too much for Gary, and he stopped the clock at 24.09 at the last stone. Only 4 of the strong men managed to complete the stones of strength, proving that this is no easy task. The first of these was Wayne Price. He managed to clock 34.46 seconds and scored 6 additional points for his efforts. Jamie Reeves needed to do well here to keep Gerrit and Magnus at bay. Both were slowly closing the gap on the points table. Jamie's time was half a second better at 33.99 seconds, with the Icelander and the 2 South Africans still to come. Mark Robertson set off at a good pace, showing perfect technique at hefting round objects almost shoulder high. The record for this event is held by Magnus, who managed to complete the test in under 20 seconds last year. The only thing to stand in Mark's way in bettering that record was a torn bicep muscle on the last weight. Bad luck, Mark. That will surely put him out of the contest. Gerrit now had the bit firmly between his teeth and set off after the Englishman's time. With plenty of local support for Gerrit, he managed an impressive 27.65 seconds. Not to be outdone, Magnus showed just how the stones of strength should be tackled. Just watch this man in action. Just under his own record, 20.57, and 10 more points to Magnus for Magnusson. With 2 more events to go and only 5 points separating the top 3, it's anyone's title. The car roll looked like a lot of fun from the sideline. What you'd like to do to the guy who parks you in at the rugby match. The cars weigh between 650 and 850 kilograms, and the contestant who rolls them over in the shortest time wins. Simple. Gary wasted no time. That looks like the time to beat, 17.49 seconds. With the stopwatch running, Jamie puts his shoulder into the task. That time wasn't fast enough. 18.15, which puts him in 4th place for the car roll. Jamie can feel that HINO Mighty Man title slipping away with every second. Magnus has a chance here to pull back a few points on the leader. With fiancé Asta in full cry, he manages a respectable 15.99 seconds. And that adds another 8 points to his total. Gerrit can almost taste victory in this year's Mighty Man. All he needs to do is roll over 3 cars and he's there. The man from Bloom does it in 14.80 seconds. That puts him in the lead by just half a point from Jamie Reeves. And not to be outdone, the ladies show that the HINO Mighty Man is just a piece of cake after all, although it did take 3 to prove it. After 8 grueling events, the toughest must be the barrel load, loading 5 100-kilo barrels onto a shoulder-high truck against the clock. This event proved to be the straw that broke the camel's back, with Jamie not managing to lift even a single barrel. Magnus, however, was still in the running and only 4.5 points behind Gerrit. With fiancé Asta signaling victory in just over 44 seconds. Gary wasn't showing the fatigue and tried to make up for Jamie's exhaustion by completing the task in 36.68 seconds, leaving the way open for South Africa's Gerrit Badenhorst. Gerrit tackled the task with the enthusiasm of a long-distance runner who could see the finishing line. The crowd could sense victory and edged him on. He needed only 25.5 seconds to complete the final test and become the 1993 HINO World Mighty Man. A well-deserved victory that ends in £5,000 sterling. Magnus Magnusson of Iceland finished second, with an exhausted Reeves in third place. An exciting end to a tough and strenuous contest.